In California, child support is generally a calculation. And so what that requires is, number one, you need to know what your parenting schedule is so you know exactly what percentage of time you have versus your spouse or partner. And then you need to know what the gross income of the parties are, or if somebody's not employed, then that would be zero there. There's other factors you would do in terms of if somebody's paying for health insurance, if certain people like police officers or firefighters are usually in a union, they have mandatory union and retirement factors. So there's a variety of factors that go into what is a child support calculation in California, which is based on a formula under the Family Law Code. But basically, it's a calculation where you put these numbers in and it comes up with something called a guideline amount for child support, and that's determined by the calculation. In addition to regular child support, which is a monthly amount, sometimes you have a spouse that may be getting bonuses or commissions, and so that's on top of the regular income. And so the support calculation for child support can take that into account and come up with an additional percentage as additional child support if that other person, that other party, gets additional income. You would also be entitled to get additional child support. In addition to the regular monthly child support, somebody needs to cover the children on medical insurance. So that could be either one of you. And then whatever's not covered by medical or dental insurance, those expenses are generally split between the parties. That's additional child support. If childcare is necessary for your children to be cared for while one or both of you is working, those costs are generally equally split under California law. In California, child support can be modified. Usually it's requiring some kind of change of circumstances, whether somebody's making a lot more money or somebody loses their job. It has to be some circumstance that justifies changing the order from what was. More times than not, it's usually because somebody lost their job, no longer is making that income, or had to take a reduction of their income, and they need to modify the support because circumstances are different now, and the support needs to reflect that. In situations where somebody's not paying child support, that is a problem. And how we deal with that problem is we stress to the other party they need to pay for the support and they need to bring their support current, or we will do something called filing a contempt action against them, which is a criminal action where we point out where we litigate what they haven't paid and force them to basically go through the contempt process where they're going to have an arraignment, they're going to go and get some kind of punishment by the court to force them to pay. And on top of that, any child support that's not being paid accrues interest at 10% per year. So that compounds. And over time, that person is going to owe a substantial amount of support because they're going to owe the support they didn't pay on top of all this interest. So there are different mechanisms at our disposal that we can address with the court to try to force somebody to pay child support. In California, when we have a child support order in place, there are different ways we can do to enforce that. Number one, if the parties are working together, the other party is paying the support, there's really nothing you necessarily need to do. If they're just honoring what they're supposed to do, which is great, and they should be doing that for the sake of their children, then they're just making payments either by check or sometimes people Venmo each other. Whatever's working is great. But sometimes you have a situation where somebody is sporadic in how they make their child support payments. They may be late all the time. They may miss a month. They may miss a 2-week payment, whatever. And you've got to count on that income coming in. You got to count on that support payment coming in. So in that kind of circumstance, we file something that's called a wage garnishment or income withholding order with the court, so that once we get that order, we serve that on the other party's employer. That money's going to come out of their paycheck and you're going to get that money directly. So that way you can count on the money, and it takes it out of control of the party that was ordered to pay the child support. If you have questions about child support orders in California, feel free to contact us at the Maggio Law Firm.